380 SL Warm Up Regulator testing and adjustment. As you know, I've rebuilt that regulator. I got some parts yesterday, so I've done it again. I put new seals and O-rings in there, and at this point I want to test it. So the system, the whole fuel system has been rebuilt, so it's holding pressure, as you can see, pretty good. It's been sitting like this for a very long time. Now what I'm gonna do, I will jump the fuel pump relay on pins, what was it, right here, 7 and 8, pins 7 and 8. So if you look at your relay under dash, you have to remove that tray, and 7 and 8 are the last two doubles. Pins 7 and 8 on the connector. Alright, and that's what you jump there. You get the pump going steady without starting the car, because the purpose of this exercise is to test the warm-up regulator and its functioning without the car running. So what we're gonna do now is check the temperature. The warm-up regulator is sitting right now at 27.5. Yeah, that's where it seems to be. Okay, so just shy of 28, 30 degrees. The full pressure, system pressure is okay. The camera just went out there, so I close this to check the system pressure, and the system pressure, as you can see, is 73 psi, just tad over 5 bar. Okay, so now let's switch back to the controlled pressure, and we are at just half a bar, so this is like just shy of 10 psi at the moment. The car has not been running, the engine is cold, it's just that's the ambient temperature at the moment. Good morning everyone, we got a next day. Yesterday I just ran into too many problems, issues, and had stuff to do, so I postponed it till today. The main issue there was some loose connections and yet another gauge that I got sent, you know, with the bad valve. This valve here, as you can see, I had this press in a hydraulic shop, all new connections on the hoses. They were leaking. I don't want to risk with the fuel leaking around the engine, so I had that redone in the shop, and then, you know, proper valve put in, and so that's resolved. And here the electrical connections, I'm gonna redo the connection on the right here on first on the warm-up regulator, then on that airflow valve, also on the temperature one. On the temperature, as you can see, snapped completely, so I'm gonna redo them all now before I take the test on the warm-up regulator. So first will be the temperature sensor. I think I have this guy. See, this wire is all cracked up. I wish I could put the whole new one, but not at this point, maybe sometime a little later on. So at this point we have no pressure. I'm going to jump the pump at the moment, and we'll take it from there. So as you can see, the pump started. Okay, so I got the temperature gun just to see where we stand. So at this moment, the warm up regulator is at 28.5, 29. Let's take another measurement. Yeah, 29 degrees, right? Celsius. And with maybe a half a bar, 1 psi of pressure. The pump is running. So now we need to plug the warm-up regulator and see how it works. Let's just check the control pressure before we do that. Sorry, the system pressure. So I will close that valve. Okay, and as you can see, the system pressure goes all the way up to 5 bar, over 5 bar, like 72. I would say, looking straight at the gauge, 73, 74 psi. So now we'll open it up again to a control pressure. We drop, and all I need to do at this point is plug the warm-up regulator in. I need to provide external power for it though, so just give me 1 sec. You know what, actually I changed my mind on it. We'll do it in a live condition, just like it would happen on a in the normal situations. I'm gonna plug this back in and start the car up, and then we'll monitor the pressures. Then I will keep on checking the temperature as this is happening. So I'm plugging this back in at this point, and I will go start the car. So we are running at 920 RPMs now. As you can see, the control pressure is slowly climbing up. I see if I can bring the see if you can see it. Maybe not. I'm gonna have to read that out to you, or do even more of a close-up. It's 1050 at the moment. $1080. 31 degrees on the warm-up regulator. And we just over half a minute, right, on the clock. There's 1 bar. Yeah, there's 36 degrees on the warm-up regulator at this moment. The pressure is rising. we are coming up. We are at 1 minute mark at the moment. I think it takes up to 4 minutes for a full cycle, anything between 2 to 4 minutes for a full cycle. So we'll see where this is going to be at with this regulator, with this car. We are idling fairly steady at 1180, 1170 right now. The regulator is at 36 degrees at the moment. We are almost at 2 bar. Yeah, you can probably hear it in the background. The valve adjustment is planned here. I don't know when, but soon. The RPM slowly dropping off now as the pressure is continuously rising. As you can see, 30 psi, just over 2 bar. We are at 41 degrees at the moment on the regulator, so I'm expecting some RPM drop pretty quick. Let's see how long it will take to reach the end result here. But we are close to 3 bars, so I don't expect this to take much longer. Almost 40 psi. The temperature shows 42 degrees, but it's possible that it's already a little hotter since there are all those fuel hoses going around with cool fuel, so the temperature reading on the infrared may be skewed off a little bit, may show a little lower, right? We're at 940, as you can see, 930 RPM. The control pressure is almost at 3 bar at the moment, 42 psi, and another half a minute or a minute we should be there. Let me quickly take a look what the inside gauge is showing for the temperature. Yeah, the engine temperature gauge is showing about 70 degrees, maybe just a tad under at the moment. I think the radiator is slowly starting to flow. I can feel it. It's getting hot. Yeah, 67 degrees on the rod. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the idle and stuff. The engine is running fairly smooth, and like I said, the valve adjustment is still ahead of me, so that picking will be gone and stuff, cleaning of the upper part, and So we at the 4-minute mark. We reach. We are just shy of 50 psi. So according to the data, yeah, according to the table, I got myself some information here. On a warm engine, we should be on a 3.4, 3.8 bar on the control pressure. So we're almost there, and I think that's where we want to be. Anyway, we're at the 4-minute mark, just 5 seconds shy of it. So I think we're all good. It's all working the way it should, and I'm very happy with the way it did work out. So yes, you can do this at home, definitely. All you need to do is purchase a rebuild kit for that warm up regulator, and you can do it. It's not that hard. Now, make sure with your gauges. Make sure you carefully test that for leakage. As you can see, this part here I pointed out. I purchased a new valve. All the valves that are coming in the set, in those sets, Amazon sets or whatever, eBay sets, most of them leak. I had to send 2 back, and then I decided that you know what, instead of wasting time, why don't I just go and have the hoses pressed together in a hydraulic shop on a proper machine. This way I know everything is good. Anyway, that's just a side note. As you can see, I may pause the video or maybe speed up later on, or keep this process. I like to record that to the end to see where it takes me when the engine is at full operating temperature, but I think it's very close to it if it's not there already. Yes, so the gauge inside the cabin is just over 80. Radiator is still not flowing full blast because we are just shy of 80 here. Actually, that's what I got now. It's well, 80.5. So the thermostat is probably just starting to open. That's an 84 Celsius thermostat there. So, but the RPM is definitely where I want it to be. Very happy with how that engine idles now, and how it handles and how it starts and all this. And it's been sitting here for 2 days. I know when there was probably some smoke when it started, but that's due to all the adjustments and me fooling around with hoses and improper pressures, right? So anyway, I guess that's about it. As you can see, final results, the pressure is 3.8 bar on the gauge there. We are idling 730, 740 RPM. So that's perfect. That's out of the book example, you know, on how this WUR works now. So let me check and switch to the system pressure, just so you have the idea where it is. Okay, and the system pressure at the moment is the idle drops significantly, but system is 5.3 bar or so, like 76, about 77 maybe psi. Now let me open the control pressure, and we drop to 3.9 bar. So what I may do, well, 3.9 is still good. We're idling 640, 650. I may try to knock it down like 0.1, 0.2, although it's a very risky business because adjusting this that very fine finicky thing to 0.2, I may overdo it, and then I will have to rebuild the whole thing again. So we'll see. I will attempt to test, repeat this test 1 or 2 more times, and then see where I'm standing. But for now, I'm just signing off. I hope you guys enjoy this little update on the warm-up regulator rebuild and how it came out. So I wish you all the same success. Until next time.